Good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. I wanted to say it's our last episode of February, but I think Monday is February 28th.
Correct.
All right. So Monday we'll keep going. And I think we have Kelly Nichols on Monday.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, excited to have her on the
And
show.
her.
It's chit chat time, and I know that you have some interesting, fun news to share.
Yes, I celebrated a birthday on Saturday, but before that, I closed on a house. Woo! Every millennial's dream. I'm a homeowner in the first state of Delaware. Yes, fun trivia fact right there. Why Delaware? I have no idea. I'm just kidding. No, central location to a lot of, East Coast cities. And Lisa, my wife, we're super excited to move and have a home and stop living in apartments.
Hey, I don't get apartments wrong. I like apartments, but it's
I know.
Different. So
especially because we both work from home. We're in a one bedroom. I can hear her calls. She could probably hear me talking to you right now.
Total game changer then. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. Congratulations. That is great news for you and for Lisa. Congratulations to you
and
both.
For Lucy, my dog.
We have an exciting guest that we'll announce in just a moment. Before we do that, I want to do a shout out if I could, and also an announcement we've been making for a couple of weeks at this point. But shout out Highline Principal Jeff Petty, who, when he was a Big Picture staff member, fronted School Foundry. Still one of my favorite sweatshirts. So Jeff,
so nice.
Always finding ways to think about you. Hope you have a chance to watch this episode and enjoy this shout out. In terms of plugs, wanted to make sure that folks knew that
what do they have to know?
All right, registration for Big Bang is open, and we want folks to join us this summer for a radical reset. Carla, you and I were just in Florida last week getting ready for what will be pretty phenomenal conference. I'm pretty excited.
We have a lot in store, and I'm super, super excited.
Yeah, if you wanted more details about the conference and wanted to just go ahead and register or present, by the way, we're still accepting presentations. Go to bplevents.org and learn more. All right. So without further ado, I shouldn't have to introduce a guest that needs no introduction.
I know, right?
No, I won't. Let's just bring on the Godfather, Elliot Washor. Just in time for the announcement.
Perfect timing. They started
Elliot,
talking at the airport.
You're at the airport.
I'm at San Diego Airport, going to Sacramento for a couple of days.
Tell the audience what you just told Carla. Like, who are you going to visit?
Yeah, well, I'm going to check out some homeschool young people to get them involved in Be Unbound and BP Living and all the other things that we're doing. And to that end, I called up one of our alums, Maseo, and he started when he was a freshman with $200 from a loan from us, I think, and support from his folks who aren't farmers. He started a farm, and now it's a 400-acre farm. He's about to graduate Berkeley in agroecology, a regenerative farm, and he's going to speak to the young people about how to follow and pursue your interests. So I'm real excited about seeing Maseo. I haven't seen him about 3-4 years.
Wow.
So some of our alumni purchased their first house, and some of them have a 400-acre farm.
That's right. Well, he's like you. He's a millennial, started with nothing. And that's how you start. So, and Carla, of course, runs the alumni network for Big Picture, along with a few other alums. So I'm encouraging her to get in touch with Maseo right away. H&K Farms in Sacramento.
Okay. El, you mentioned a couple of things that I don't know if everyone knows about. I want to make sure everybody does know about, but what's Be Unbound? What's BP Living?
Yeah, sure. So during COVID, we didn't sit still. We had initiatives that were started like Ashe, that were for adults and developing community in cities such as, I think it's Akron, Jackson, and Hemet in California. And also we started BP Living, which is a partnership with the American College of Lifestyle Medicine around 6 measures that should be measures for all schools, but you can't find them anywhere, around exercise, sleep, eating well, avoiding harmful substances, managing stress in your life, and having healthy relationships. These are all evidence-based, and we have partnerships with physicians and public health people, and our young people leading this social justice movement around health disparities in communities of color and in rural areas. So we're real happy about that. As you can hear, I really am at the airport, so that's all good. And then we started another program called Beyond Bound, which is really big picture learning without a school, where we have the youth, not students, because they don't necessarily have to be students, at Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCA's, makerspaces, who are following their interests, and they're called navigators. And co-navigators are our adults in those places who are like advisors and LTI coordinators who will support them in gaining access to adults around whatever those interests are, starting a business, environmental issues, just naming things that becoming a skilled tradesperson, becoming a lawyer, doesn't matter, banker or whatever. That takes off there. And we're using in Blaze, our management system, to be what they call white labeled, Beyond Bound, so we can go out beyond and find and get young people access to anybody in their community and beyond. And so there's Beyond Bound. And then something happened in Australia where Viv White and her colleagues, we have 40 schools there, really figured out something that nobody else had done. They formed a partnership with the University of Melbourne, where teacher judgment, student judgment, and mentor judgment are vetted through an algorithm called Ruby, short for rubric, that's vetted and warranted. And with that system, we can now get young people admission into colleges, trade schools, post-secondary, and work without taking any standardized tests. And the research has shown that work around what we call the IBPLC, the International Big Picture Learning Credential, is just as rigorous and robust as any standardized testing. And of course, it's much more a real world reality based, driven by young people. So those are just a few things. Then, of course, Harbor Freight Fellows didn't start during COVID, but those 3 did. And that's connected also to Beyond Bound and the IBPLC, because we're starting a new credential. We're having conversations with the International Brotherhood of Carpenters, longshoremen, to credential young people so they can get on the job site, union job sites, before the age of 18 and enter into pre-apprenticeship programs. So there's a lot going on that we didn't sit still during COVID. We didn't just, we're going to deal with all this loss and this and that. No, we started new programs, new initiatives. I'm really proud of the work that all of us have done at Big Picture Learning to address resets and new ways of doing things, new forms and new measures. That was a mouthful.
No, I mean,
just to
bring it full circle, a lot of times when you talk about these things separately, they feel disparate, right? But and I'm sorry for the plug, folks, but all of these things will come together at Big Bang. You'll see people doing the same work, but in different environments. So definitely get there.
I'm real excited about exactly what you just said, Chris, that they are so connected and that they add value to our personal qualities with BP Living. They add value to our work around real world learning. And so I can't wait for Big Bang to happen. I was with all of you all a week ago down in Hollywood, Florida, getting ready. It was nice to be together. Great.
Carla, you got any questions for El while we have him?
Oh, poor El. No, I listen. I don't, because I'm just taking in the work that El continues to do, and I'm just trying to. For me, it's always about how do we connect it back to, or how do we bring alum into the picture to help support. I can kind of see that. I mean, with everything, but also how do we connect it to Big Bang and give folks that experience with all of our initiatives. So that's kind of what goes on in my mind. And I just like love hearing from El and what he's up to next, right? So like going to Sacramento right now. So I just
That's
appreciate
right.
that.
Well, we're talking about, well, living the talk, right? At Big Bang, we're talking about the BP living measures being developed and paid
Mhm.
attention to at Big Bang about exercise, sleep, eating healthy, not as just
Yeah.
points in time, but throughout our whole lifestyle and ways of doing things at Big Bang. That's part of what we're calling a big picture, the radical reset.
There we
This is a
go.
reset, and we're coming back stronger. We're not coming back the same. So I love what we're doing.
And I'll say this: if you ever have a phone call with Elliot, not a video call, there's probably a 50% chance you're in an airport somewhere, because I feel like you're always going somewhere else and doing the good work. Thank you for
I'm
joining us.
trying.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Elliot.
much, El.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, everybody. Let's keep it going.
Carla, I mean, what can you do except cede space to Elliot, right? Like so much going on, and Elliot
Literally.
obviously he's touching all the work, but I think he has the knowledge and the expertise to connect them in ways that I think aren't always you can't always see on the surface, but once you dive in and just sit down with Elliot or any of us, you can see very quickly it's the same work. It's just being done in the trades, or it's just being done outside of school, or it's just being done in an optometrist's office. Like we have Project Insight, which is specifically for students that are interested in working in eye care. So there's a lot of work being done.
Yes, yes. And it's literally like learning from, like, you just when from, at least for me, when Elle's around, I just love to listen, and I'm like, all right, taking mental notes. Like,
For
what
sure.
is he gonna do next? Yeah.
For sure. I think we should bring him into the Nassim realm and have him. He should be like a regular guest, like whenever we need a spot.
Right.
So, Elliot, I know Elle can still see us in the green room, but get ready. You're going to be on probably like once a month at this point. So
Yeah, we're gonna be like, where in the world is Elliot Washor now?
that's right.
What is he doing?
That's right.
Okay.
All right. So, and maybe we'll be able to do one of those on location episodes from Hawaii, from one of those Hawaii trips that Elliot's always going on. Right?
Yes. He can just bring, the crew over.
All right, Carla. Well, happy almost end of February again, folks. Stay tuned for Monday. We're gonna have a great conversation with Kelly Nichols, who, among other things, is a graduate alumni of the Equity Fellows Initiative.
Yes.
Done a lot more work with that since then. So
yes. And don't forget to register for Big Bang.
absolutely. All right. Have a great weekend.